Today we need to talk about JungKook getting shy and wanting to stop a recording of him. We need to get into JungKook apparently in someone's home after the Too Much Music video, and then we have Dispatch recording a home. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave. Decide hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your Dumpling, Tastefully mug merch, and let's go. We need to talk about some of the shocking details with Dispatch and apparently what they've recently done with 50/50. The drama has gotten a lot worse, but it's also very shocking to see the lengths in which Dispatch or a news company will go through. I am almost curious or wondering if this is the reason why a lot of these sasaengs in Korea even exist, because they watch what Dispatch, a big, reputable, rich news company, does and they think, yeah, I can do this too. However, any of the alleged stalking actions or anything that we may consider to be bad, even if there's a pending lawsuit on the company for those things, they likely have a great attorney or more than enough money to just pay whatever the fine might even be. So just because you see a big company do things doesn't mean you can, because most of us that don't own a big company are not going to be able to pay whatever the fine is going to be. So what happened with 50/50? One of the members named Kina apparently was reported to have left the lawsuit. So initially all the girls filed a lawsuit against their management, and it's believed to be over poor treatment, and it seems like they would prefer to renegotiate their contract. Kina had pulled out and did an interview with Dispatch. Honestly, I believe this is overall just going to be a better look for her, because then she can continue to just grow with the management, and then when she gets big enough, then she will have enough power to successfully negotiate her contract. However, right now the lawsuit is making the girls look bad. On the flip side of this, Kina leaving the lawsuit is going to hinder her potential relationship she could have with the girls, as it would make the girls' case look a lot weaker, especially if the management's attorney can sit there and say, well, one of you guys actually left the case, so if everything is so bad, why did she leave the lawsuit? When Kina did an interview with Dispatch, Dispatch wanted to clarify a leaked message that occurred right before the lawsuit happened. And I'm not going to get into this whole situation, I just want to talk about what Dispatch did. Apparently there was a leaked text that came out where one of the members talked about them having COVID and showed a positive PCR test. This test was then allegedly sent to the management and used as a way to not have to talk to the management for a few days. This in turn apparently gave 50/50 some time to get the lawsuit together. This was apparently something that Dispatch had believed was true, because they initially looked at the metadata of the photo of the PCR test and determined that the photo was taken at a specific longitude and latitude, and determined that it was not 50/50's dorm and that it was someone else. And they literally showed up at that location. That is insane. And any sasaeng or stalker reading this will absolutely think it's normal behavior, because not only is it something that is publicly posted for us to read, but the celebrities can read it too. And when these stories break and they see that Dispatch is still going and still doing their thing, they're going to think that this type of behavior is normal, when in reality it's quite extreme. But as I said earlier, they sort of have a right to do all this. I believe the idols know about Dispatch, and I think some of them have a deal with Dispatch. It also gets very hard for much legal action to be taken when Dispatch is so big and the labels literally rely on Dispatch to promote their comebacks. You'll see Dispatch at official places like airports and those things, and as I've covered in the past here on this channel, those events reporters are often called to photograph and record the idol's outfit. So it's a thing where the company may sometimes go very far, but other times they're doing what the label wants, whereas stalkers never doing what the label wants. Recently, Jungkook attended the Calvin Klein Tokyo. This was an event hosted by Calvin Klein, and the event had many Calvin Klein models there. Many fans, reporters, and other actors, actresses all appeared there to celebrate the event, and many others were there seeming to fangirl over Jungkook being there. One actress by the name of Yoonbin Shin had spotted Jungkook, and she ended up taking several pictures in front of him. So it seemed like her goal was to pretend to pose in front of Jungkook just so that she could get some photos with her and Jungkook in it. Very cute, and ARMYs loved seeing that interaction when it was posted. They thought it was so cute and beautiful, and of course very relatable, as this is what all the ARMYs, if they were in the same position, would do. Now hold that thought, because you'll need to remember, but when Jungkook entered the Calvin Klein Tokyo event, he was giving off some sort of very cool aura around him. He was very much giving a bad boy. He was giving confident, sexy, and just overall very cool things. And he even had cute moments where he was waving to all the fans that showed up. And there was such a big celebration of not only Jungkook, JungKook, but definitely JungKook. And JungKook ended up getting very shy. Not only did he get shy when he noticed Yoon Bin Shin was recording him and he got all giggly and was like, oh my god, stop, but also when he saw these big Calvin Klein posters of him on the wall and on the big screen, he felt extremely shy because it's huge and it's quite awkward to see yourself in that way. We look at it at like, wow, that's amazing. But imagine seeing a photo of you on a big screen for hundreds of people to see. It's quite nerve-wracking thinking, oh my god, that's me. And most people would have a similar reaction to what JungKook had. JungKook ended up going viral for being shy because of how confident and sexy he was when he walked in. So people figured he would act very chill and suave seeing the photos of him on screen. But then people started talking about the duality that exists between JungKook and how he can go from literally exuding this confident aura to literally then being shy. And then to be honest, I don't like this idea of people romanticizing the idea that JungKook is two different types of people. Because of course, he's a human being. There's going to be moments where he is shy, and then there's moments where he knows he has to put on the confidence. Every single entertainer is like this, and even we do it on a smaller scale on our day-to-day. We all have duality. Like, we're not the same person with our bosses compared to with our friends. It doesn't mean one is fake and one is more real. They're both us, just different. It was not long after the JungKook Calvin Klein appearance hit did the song Too Much by Kid Laroi, JungKook, and Central C drop. And people had a lot to say about this song. If you are someone that enjoys reacting and watching music video reactions with others and maybe me, then go over to Patreon. I will link that in the description. We have a great time there, and everyone is always so excited to fangirl with each other over the music. Now, once the song dropped, it seemed like JungKook was already doing his own thing and ready to go on with his life. JungKook ended up allegedly doing a live stream with Taeyang. There already this rumor that JungKook and Taeyang live together. I don't think this is true because JungKook was asked this question during a live stream before in the past and denied it. He basically said that it wasn't true and even gave a strange face like, why would you ask that? And this makes sense given what we know already. Taeyang has his own place and has been vocal about that, and it's believed that JungKook will have a mansion soon, which was never reported to be in any way any ownership with Taeyang. They could definitely spend time together or stay over, but permanently living together? I don't know. I think the boys like their own personal time, so given they have money and they can do it, why not just have multiple places? So that's a different situation they could have too. It's believed that Taeyang went live and started talking to ARMY. There was a moment where Taeyang asked a question on air, and the question was, does Hyung want to come on air? For some reason, people thought that Taeyang was referring to JungKook at this moment and asking JungKook to come on air. The alleged JungKook then responded by saying no and then laughing. Taeyang then said, why not? Of course, the internet, judging by the laugh and judging by many things, kept referring to this person as JungKook. First of all, it's believed Taeyang said Hyung, which is the Korean title for when someone is older. So Taeyang would not refer to JungKook as Hyung. So that should be a given that it was not JungKook. Another possibility is that it could have been someone from the Wooga squad, Taeyang's actor friends. They all likely went out and hung out, and Taeyang decided to invite them over, and for some reason, Taeyang really wanted to stream, so he did. I'm sure if the person, whoever they may be, would have shown up on camera, armies would have freaked out and realized that Taeyang was hanging out with good friends. But because they didn't show themselves, people thought it was JungKook. People were also saying that since JungKook posted a TikTok video of him shirtless and nude, that he was at Taeyang's house shirtless and nude because JungKook apparently appeared and filmed the TikTok at Taeyang's house. Well, that is literally speculation with literally no facts. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check on Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks, just load a comment right here. Love you, bye.